Welcome to the Hidden Village Buffalo Blerd Party VillaCon takeover. We're having a fantastic time. We've done so much today. I'm really glad y'all are here with us. Just so y'all know, we have this panel going on until about 4-ish p.m. And then we got an after party down at OSB Cider Works. So make sure you tap in with us online. Ace the Outsider, follow me to get all the information. We're also doing our Buffalo Blerd Party at 8 p.m. So make sure you got your tickets. We're not doing sales at the door, so make sure you got your tickets. Go to Eventbrite or go to any of our platforms and make sure you got your ticket, okay? A lot of things going on tonight. But just want to give y'all the first official Blerd-Owned business panel. We got so many creative people here who take what they're interested in and bring it into their careers, making money off it, right? We're not just here to make money, of course, but it does help with shit, right? So yeah, I'm gonna give it over to Otis, and this is your Buffalo Blerd Party Blerd-Owned business panel.
Hey everybody.
That was a whisper.
Yeah, I was like, wait, I thought
We thought it was feedback before the mic. No, that was a whisper.
Yeah. Hey everybody. Again, I am Otis East, also known as Lelouch V. I am the part owner and content director for Blerd.com. If any of you have ever heard of that, if you haven't, just look at my t-shirt.
Talk your shit. Look at the drip. Talk your shit. Drip. Drip.
Yeah, so if you didn't know, Blerd is a black-owned multimedia brand and merchandising company. We have partnered with creators from all over the country, all over the world now actually. We got a few people from out of the country working with us too.
Hey.
But predominantly we produce content for us, by us. We partner with people that are creating content, whether it be YouTube, video content, TikTok, and then find ways to package that in a way that we can sell it to advertisers to be able to generate them money on the back end. On top of that, you know, of course, we still have our merchandise that we sell at conventions across the country. Last year, we were able to sponsor a few conventions. Those conventions being BlerdCon in Arlington, Virginia, and DreamCon in Austin, Texas. Austin, Texas. I'm sorry, too many A words. But honestly, our platform is built to try to help people to understand how to create content in a way that can be both monetized on the platforms that you're putting it out through, as well as being able to find investors or sponsors or advertisers that are looking for content similar to what you do to package it to them to make you some money back in the long term. But that was a really long-winded intro from me. I'm going to pass it to the rest of the panel too so they can introduce themselves.
Oh, all right. Yeah, clap. You asked for this. What up, y'all? I see Saint, he ain't straight from Buffalo. Buffalo versus the Sucker Show. If you know, you know. And some people know, some people don't. I am, shut up. No, but I'm loud. All right, let's start there. But I'm a battle rapper. I'm a battle rapper, and I've been battle rapping since 2017. And I've been doing it, like when I first started, I went to Queens. Well, it was one in Buffalo, but then I went to Queens, and that was the first time I got like my shot. And then I went to Harlem, and that was the second time I got my shot. And then people was like, oh my God, this dude's really good. And then I went to Detroit, and then I finally came back to Buffalo to really, you know, show the Buffalonians that, hey, there's talented people in Buffalo. And then I joined a league, and that's when I started to actually make money from it and actually get paid to do what I do. Because it's not easy. And if you're good at something, you shouldn't do it for free. So when Ant was like, hey, I want you to speak on this panel, I was like, are you sure? And he said yes. So now I'm here. Also, I stream alongside those two. We stream Teddy Bear Punchers on Twitch. We just play games, mainly Tekken. We've been whooping ass in Tekken. And yeah. So that's why I'm here, and thank you so much. Get this good for you.
Hey y'all. Hey. I'm Ty.
Hey, Ty.
I am unapologetically, authentically, excessively, decidedly, and definitively black and free. And it's dope to be in this room. I am the owner of Customs by Ty, where I make customized figurines. I do not call them Funkos because Funko will come for me. So, but this is what I make. I also am the HBIC, the head Blerd in charge over at shout out to my Blerds podcast, where I talk about black and nerdy shit. It's really fun. I've been doing that for 4 years. And I started my YouTube channel not too long ago. It's called Chaotic Goody Good. Please subscribe. I really want to build my following. And I'm just excited to be here. I can't wait to kind of get into this.
Come on now.
Hello, y'all. My name is Jordan, the notorious B-boy Skyline from Buffalo, New York. I'm a local b-boy dancer, but I'm also a cosplayer. Travel many times. I train many dancers. Some of the dancers I've trained end up dancing for Janet Jackson, Usher, Justin Timberlake, just to name a few. Oh, Ariana Grande too. But also I cosplay with the local community for not-for-profit. I rarely do stuff for profit when it comes to cosplay because it's a passion of mine, but when sometimes too, I have to don the suit. It's usually I'm doing Spider-Man for kids' parties, but that's only a rare time I do it, mostly for Make-A-Wish. But the reason I'm up here because I take what I use in the dance culture, but I also bring it into the cosplay culture. Because let me tell you, being a black cosplayer is one of the hardest things in the world, especially on the internet. But you gotta learn how to stand out and actually do it. So when I travel, I try to go to different cons. My main ones are, if you hear me talk about, I go to Dragon Con. That's my big one. But that was an eye-opening experience for me to see other Blerds take over. Because the one year I went, all of us Blerds got New York Times for what we do. So that's the main thing.
Hi everyone, my name is Madeline McDaniel, but you can call me Maddie. Hailing from Rochester, New York, and Buffalo is pretty much the two same sides of the same coin. But I am currently a master's student at Buffalo State University. Thank you. Studying creativity and change leadership. I am heavily involved with the fashion department on campus. I am currently the DEI intern at New Era Cap. And I am the owner of my brand, Cyberbae, which is a fashion, tech, and creativity company where we specialize in digital fashion. Sorry, y'all. I'm nervous, but I'm excited to be here. I lost my voice earlier this week and prayed that it would come back in time for this. So we specialize in digital fashion, emerging technology, and creativity through nostalgia. So I'm super excited to be here, and even though Cyberbae is just getting started and budding, I'm so just like proud and just privileged to be up here with a bunch of other black creatives. So, and we're just unapologetically black. I love it.
Shout out to Maddie. If you guys have enjoyed the Buffalo Blerd parties, she was a big help in helping us to organize and get those ideas together. So, huge shout out to Maddie. Yeah, but getting started. If you hadn't noticed, starting a business is difficult. It is, people think that just the idea behind a business is enough to drive what a business is, but procuring resources, making sure that you have a balance between, you know, what you're spending versus what you're making, like those are things that kind of get overlooked because we get so caught up in the flux of wanting to just put out stuff and showcase what we're doing and talk about how great our ideas are. But if you are not putting yourself into a position where you can make it sustainable, where you're not just continually putting your own money into it, you're gonna burn out. Not because, you know, you're doing anything wrong or doing anything bad. No business functions on its own. Every business either has a ton of resources that they had in the beginning to accommodate for it. Because no business gets into a place where it's profitable in its first years. Typically, it takes about 5 years to get to a place where you're actually like bringing money back from a business. So if you are starting, don't feel bad that you're not, you know, turning a huge profit right away. It's really hard to make any money, especially when a lot of what you may be doing may be being fulfilled by other businesses similar, whether they are bigger or smaller than you. if they, it's a resource game, so never be discouraged by that. But before I go too heavy into my ranting, let me get back to these questions that I've already assigned here. I'm starting with Maddie down there, and we'll work our way back this way. Can you share, like, some of your journey on how you started your business and what you would consider success in what you're trying to do?
So success is definitely it's individual. So however you define success, with anything that you do, it's your own personal journey. And I think when I thought of Cyberbae, I basically was, my mom growing up, she was a seamstress, and she had a shopping addiction. And my dad was just the biggest, nerd. I'm talking, he would come home after his long overnight shifts and go straight to the computer and hop on Halo. He loved all things, basically Blerd related. And I think through both of their passions, through fashion and tech, that kind of, passed down to me. And I figured in my kind of when you turn 25 and your frontal lobe starts to do its thing, and that's basically what happened. I started studying creativity, and I'm just it just makes sense to combine these things that I love and do something with it. And that's pretty much where the start of Cyberbae was. And it's definitely been a journey. Again, it's still budding. The official launch will be April 20th on the runway stage at Buffalo State University for my small alumni collection called Project Cyberbae. And I think for me, success would just be just seeing that on the stage and seeing it come to life. And as a creative, it's just so satisfying to see everything that, is in your head just come to life. And I think that's what I define as success. So that's a word.
So success, so I'll talk both cosplay and dance, because those are my two major backgrounds. Dance-wise, dancing for many years untrained until the age of 19. I'm 34 now. I was found at Battle of Buffalo, which is an old event. Yes, Battle of Buffalo, the infamous. Yes, with Flywalker, all those guys. I was found. The way I got discovered about Buffalo because I ran my mouth to one of the best dancers in upstate New York. I lost my haircut battle. I didn't care, but for me being fearless and everything, my name went from Buffalo, New York to New York City. I did another battle in Rochester where top B-boys knew who I was. Oh, you're Skyline, you're that crazy kid who challenged chaos. But that's the thing. From there, I trained at Future Dance Center, which they put me under apprenticeship. I worked right with the owners. From there, I was able to train the next generation of dancers. I took Flywalker, Jai Robinson, both from Buffalo Boys, both trained. I became their mentor. So that's I don't grade my success on all the seeds what I taught them. So with Flywalker, he went to school. He's go to school now in Atlanta, but instead of everyone else going to LA for dancing, he went to Atlanta instead, and he got into film. He ended up being in Kevin Hart's School Night, and then also he was in Coming to America 2 in the background, but he was working as a dancer. He ended up dancing for Missy Elliott, which was awesome. Jai, he went to school in LA, just did a big advertisement thing with Wendy's. That's just two of the students I trained. When it came to work cosplay is hard because I realized everyone could buy a Spider-Man suit and be Spider-Man. Everyone could buy Deku and be Deku. But when you're a black cosplayer, people say, Deku's not black, Spider-Man's not black. But then we got Miles Morales come out. That changed a lot of things. But then I realized originality was better. So that's why I came up with this guy right here, the Wu-Tang Mandalorian, inspired by Strider, who's the hip-hop stormtrooper. I saw him at DragonCon, and he took two things he loved, hip-hop and Star Wars, combined them. But he's the 80s. I love Wu-Tang Clan, that's the 90s. So I took those two things, combined them alone, and I had the Wu-Tang Mandalorian. But for me to get better at this stuff, I can't do anything by myself when it comes to cosplay. you have certain skill sets, but you always need, with cosplay, it's more like a community thing, like people will help each other. If you notice a guy walk around here wearing the Groot costume, that's my friend Bobby. Bobby helped me make this armor. So much so I can't do calligraphy, but he wrote the armor on here. Around my neck right here, it says protect your neck in Arabic.
Ooh.
So there's like hidden deals just like that. He showed me how to take foam, EVA foam like this, to craft it into armor. Another person here at the con, her name is Susan Marino, she's selling her stuff over here. She printed this up for me. She's showing the process of 3D printing. And like, as a cosplayer, you're advertising other people's stuff, but like also make your own stuff, but like you don't forget who will help you make your stuff. Like, I don't know how to 3D print. I learned how to do it all last year. She's showing the process of sanding this thing down, making up, and now this is gonna be more upgrade even more. When it comes to success, it's about, for my thing, it's like, is what you teach others. That's why I like, my more thing is giving back nonprofit wise. I was with Superhero Alliance West New York. I helped do that. I helped with Con Alliance as well too, and other nonprofit organizations in the area. I like success, everyone's great success with money, but I see what goals can be achieved through it. That's what I use my creativity for.
So my journey with Customs by Ty kind of began a little accidentally because I am a collector as well as a customizer, but I wasn't seeing us. Like I was seeing if there was a black person in a collection, so if there was a Finn from Star Wars, if there was a Lucas from Stranger Things, but I wasn't seeing us. You see us all over now because they realize that we're popping. So, pardon the pun. So for me, it's like, okay, how hard can it be? And I saw that other people were customizing. I'm like, well, it can't be that hard. And I went on YouTube and I started teaching myself how to make these. And the first ones I made were of my children. So this is my son's. It didn't originally look like this. It's been updated over the years. And he's older now, so I'm gonna have to make another version of him. And so I started with that. And then I started just making them as gifts for my friends. Fast forward to the end of 2017, the first Purge movie was filming here in Buffalo. And I was a big fan of Insecure, and specifically Elon Noel, who played Daniel on Insecure. And he was the star of that movie. So I used to live in the Perry Projects. The location scout was gonna be filming in our area. So I'm like, well, is Elon gonna be over here? And she's like, why, do you watch Insecure? And I said, yeah. She said, I'm the location scout on that show. And I said, well, and I had just made Insecure figurines. And I showed them to her and she's like, oh my God. She said, here's my card. So Elon ended up buying my entire collection. Then she had me make a separate one for Issa Rae. She got back to LA, gave it to Issa. Issa posted it. And then that's how my shit blew up. And so I went from just a little page of like 15 followers to like 1,500 overnight. And then the demand came in. Because like I said, I didn't set out to necessarily make a business. I started them as gifts. My first customer was my friend Jamani Pitts. He hosts the Wordism here in Buffalo. And he'll probably, oh, I was her first customer. He's the first one that paid me to make these. But Issa posting me kind of thrust me into this. And I'm like, okay, well, what do I do? I've never done this. I made an Etsy store and I just started making them, and I started learning over the years because I learned, okay, if I'm using clay to make hair, it's gonna weigh down the head. So I gotta find other means of making the hair and different things. And so I learned all of that over the years. And that's kind of my origin story of getting into this. And all these years later, I'm still doing it. And as far as success, for me, it's not necessarily monetarily wise, even though I would love to be making what I'm worth. I realized I was not paying myself enough, especially for the time and the material that I put into what I do. But I love when it gets to somebody and they're excited about it. Recently, I had gifted one, and I snapped on this one. I haven't even posted it yet. But there was a gentleman I became acquainted with. He's a professional dominant, and he has a dungeon in New York City with his submissive. And I made him and his submissive inside their dungeon. Ooh, nice. And it had all his whips and floggers and all the stuff. And I gifted it to him, and he's just like, yo, and for me, like seeing the joy and the excitement and the gratitude from somebody getting something that I know the work I put into it, like that's success for me. But more money would be nice too.
All right, so boom, check it. So, the question being personal journey and like maybe like struggles or whatever. I wrote here, not giving a damn about being accepted in the field that I was in. Because that's how I felt. Being a blerd, you said that being a black cosplayer comes with challenges. Oh, yeah. Being a black nerd in a field where we talking about, yo, I shoot up this and I sell drugs and blah, blah. Like it's not, and then I come in there talking about what I'm talking about. There's like 3 people in the room who might feel it, but those 3 people, like, yo, that what? And that was kind of what I had to end up doing, is not caring about if I'm accepted in this field. And if you know the product that you have is good, the success will come. If you know for a fact that what you're selling, and in this scenario as a battle rapper, I'm selling my voice, I'm selling my bars, but like really it's the overall package of being a blerd in that type of field. And I had to walk with the confidence of knowing that this is gonna work eventually. That's the hard part. The easy part comes when, after you just say, okay, screw it, I'm gonna be myself. I'm gonna make sure that I can not have to put on a persona or maybe like change your style or anything like that. And then the people will naturally come to you. The people who you know, the people who you know have the same interests of you. Prime example, I'll just give a quick example and then I'll wrap it up. So I'm battling this guy. His name's Kush Cloud. He's awesome. And I was writing for him. I'm like, yo, I know for a fact you're gonna like it. And I said, oh, I'm about to go in beast mode. You can see me scheming while he's screaming. I need somebody to help like the Beatles. I came here looking for pain like Naruto with the 3 toes. He went crazy. Everyone else was just like, I don't really get that. But knowing that he liked it meant to me that other people will like it. And that's kind of one of the things that gave me the confidence to just be myself. And again, not giving a damn, emphasis on damn, about who accepts you if you have faith in what you're doing. It mean that. Come on, don't get me started. Stop.
Last question for you, Chris. What does success look like for you in your space? What do you want to accomplish?
Bruh, so for me, as far as like being successful as a battle rapper, or even just as an overall musician, because I make music as well, and I've been playing the guitar in my church for like since 2010 or something like that. So when I finally started getting success as a battle rapper was when I got to perform. I don't know how many people here are like into the battle rap culture, but there's a battle rapper named Arsenal the Rebel, and I got to perform in front of him, and he's known as the most disrespectful, blah, blah, blah. So like, when I got to be myself in front of him and have him, a person who counts or talks about countless people who he done shot and killed and blah, 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 but like, he hear me doing my thing, and he's like, yo, that guy is really rapping. To me, that was like, okay, I know that I can go far. And to me, the success is whenever I say something and then the crowd responds. That's just one of my favorite things. And it's an immediate gratification when you're there. Like when you're, yeah, like you've seen the rooms that got shaken before. Like, come on, like, but
Of course, I was there for it.
But being able to be like, okay, like, even though I might have lost faith in the words after you rehearse it so many times, you start to question yourself like, is this gonna work? But in the moment, you gotta remember, this is their first time hearing this. And when they go crazy, it makes me go, okay, that's validation. And I know what I'm doing, and I'm confident in what I'm doing. So the success to me comes from, unfortunately, but I'm an artist, so getting validated by the people who are consuming the product.
Question. When you say validation, how do you feel when you don't receive that validation, and what do you do about it after?
You can't give I want to say a worse word, but you cannot care. Because at the end of the day, there's like 8 billion people on this earth. You like what you do, someone else will. And if you're trying to be in a business for the validation, you shouldn't do it, because you're always going to be invalidated by your competitors. So if you're in a business, and I'm just using battle rap because it's what I do. If you're in a business like battle rapping or whatever, if I were to base my success off of what other people said, I would have quit a long time ago. Because I had been told a long time ago, you don't belong here, you a nerd, blah, 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 and then I just couldn't give a damn. I was just like, all right, whatever, like I'm still good, like, I'm good at what I do, objectively. So when I don't get the validation, there's been times I said something, I was like, man, when I wrote this is gonna go crazy, and then it didn't. You still gotta keep going. You know what I'm saying? You can't rely on the validation, but it's nice to get it.
Great round from everybody. I wanted to ask that question to just really highlight the fact that success is a very individual thing. Media tries to portray it as like, you have to have a certain dollar amount or a certain lifestyle or a certain set of goals hit. Those don't mean anything, right? Being successful can be just rocking a room in a battle rap. It can be showing toys to Issa Rae. Like that's not small. Like, so can we go back to that for a second? Like Issa Rae shouted out your stuff, so congratulations for that.
Excellent. Yes. That's my cousin.
That's a nice little chunk.
Yeah, like being able to, because the list you just gave was crazy too. I'm going through that back in my brain. You said Ariana Grande.
Ariana Grande, Janet Jackson, Usher, Missy. There's a lot more to name, but that's just a handful right now off the top of my head. But it's just a lot of kids. But the thing is, mostly it's they're from here. They're from here. A lot of them would not get. I'm allowed, but a lot of them would not get to opportunities because what I did for one of the things I did for Future was I'm a scout too when it comes to find up and coming dancers. Flywalker, Jiggy Jai. The other one was Ty Lee. And then the other one is Dominic Courtney, James Kress, all these people I trained with. We dance battle together, everything like that. But we train together. But for them to succeed, hands down. When they're dancing, were there days upset as a dancer? Oh, I didn't get paid for that job. No, I'm like, you know what? I don't care. I'm a dancer. I'm doing my art. But the thing is, seeing the kids I trained, who I mentored, be successful, that's way more valuable than money, because then they have an experience. When one year we did a competition and it's called Tremaine, you don't see this at all. You don't see a group of all guys dancing together, because in the dance world, oh, you're a guy, you're dancing, that's gay. No, I'm a dancer, I get girls. Try me again. But the thing was, we won this competition, a group of 10 guys. I was one of them. But then it's all of us met. I was the oldest group. I was the leader of this group. We won the whole entire damn competition. We had, who was it? Kenny Ortega. He worked on Michael's last thing, This Is It, the High School Musical. There's some of the different dance alone. Just seeing, this is an all-guy group from Buffalo? And then you have Janet's choreographer. His name is Gil Daldalau. And my mentors, they know a lot of people. They train people to dance for Janet. But they put a video up of all of us dancing. These are some unreal kids from Buffalo. I'm like, we need them here in LA. That's one of the biggest validations. I'm it's all about the training, but it's also I don't care about money. I just
right there. Honestly, to speak on my version of success, mine is a little bit closer to Maddie's. Being able to be in spaces like this where people are actually listening to the information that we're giving out, that's success to me. Because if you would have told me this 10 years ago, I'd be in a room full of people that identify as black nerds or nerds in general, and being able to talk about business in this space, I wouldn't have believed it. So this is success to me. This is not the aim. This is not my last goal. Goal setting is also a really important thing in business, but I'll get to that in later questions. But bottom line, this is beautiful, and I appreciate everybody up here so far. But going on to the next question, as business is becoming more virtual or digital, are there any trends that you guys see in the space that are really highlighting and setting like the path for what's going to be on the horizon? For me, I mean, of course, I think social media has a strong viewpoint of what like actually is going to be that. TikTok Reels and Instagram Reels in general are burning the market. I would highly recommend any person that's in any business that is trying to showcase anything, utilize those more. But I'll just quit my ramble here. I'll go to Chris first. You go ahead, buddy.
Yeah, go ahead.
So as I mentioned, I started a YouTube channel, and I'm on the socials. So I have the TikToks, I have the Instagrams, I stay on Facebook. I know it's for older people, but I stay on there. Listen, I'm 41, so I'm old on the internet. There's a lot. There's a lot I still have to learn when it comes to even putting out content, making reels. I'll be in the moment with things, and I'm like, oh, I guess I should be setting this up and taping it. So it's hard for me knowing which ring lights to use, and I'm figuring it out. I'm figuring it out, that whole thing. And then, you know, everybody wants a viral moment, and it's just, I don't want to necessarily, I've had 2 videos on TikTok go viral. I don't want to necessarily chase that because to me, it could become a trap. So it's important just to, like I said, first and foremost, I want to be in the moment. But if I feel like, okay, you know, I'll film this, I'll put something together, because I do want to start doing videos where I kind of film my process. So like even I mentioned I was doing the Sir Marvelous, I have a couple behind the scenes things, and I want to put it together with his reaction and him going live talking about it. But at the same time, it's like, it'll come when it comes. Like, I have a schedule of things I need to get done. I'm not gonna put too much stress, but I don't know, maybe I need to, and the thing is too, I think it's important to link with the people who do know how to do those things, who can help, who are a little bit inept when it comes to technology and editing and putting out that kind of thing, so.
So, if you're talking about like trends that I'm seeing that like our generation of people, like we're gonna be the one, we're gonna be the ones who determine what culture is going forward. And right now, I see a lot of like anime-related stuff in the media. I saw Creed 3, and Michael B. Jordan directed that, and he's a huge anime fan. And then you got like the gut punch, wide eye, like that type of stuff. You got the silent, oh, he's in the jail and it's a flashback, and like that type of stuff. Like it really felt like an anime, like an actual live action anime, because we have been being destroyed with live action anime, and it's our job to make them better. But as far as creating content, you said like creating content. The way that I break it down for me, consistency is key. Like number one, you have to be consistent no matter what, even the days that you don't feel like it, specifically the days that you don't feel like it. And the way that I broke it down in terms of being able to stay consistent, I'm a rapper, I play the guitar, I have video games, I do photography sometimes, like all of the stuff that you're good at, that's 4 days worth of content. You know what I'm saying? You can make a video on one of those things each day. And whether it be the final product or the process itself, but the most important thing is to post. The most important thing is to post no matter what, no matter if you're getting views. Like the views aren't the important part, the content being there is the important part, because eventually the right person sees it on the right time, on the right day. And when you're making content, especially on TikTok, you're just fishing, hoping that you get something, and eventually you get a big fish back. So creating content and being consistent in today's age where creating content is this easy, you know what I'm saying? Like from filming it to editing it to sharing it, all right here.
Yep. If you got a good story.
Yeah, you know, and that's a whole different conversation. But yes, the being able to create content is too easy to not do it.
Too many nudes.
Adding on to what Chris just said, the importance of consistency goes way beyond just, just having your audience base get used to what you're putting out. Say if you were to put out a video that did go viral, if you don't have a certain amount of content out behind that, that virality just went to waste. Like, you just got that real big 15 seconds of fame, and now they're transferring over to look up your profile. If you got 2 videos, you might have got a handful of follows from that, but the transferability over to like your next piece of content, you're gonna lose it because you don't have enough stored up to begin with. But no, not me.
Well, for me, content-wise, like besides the cosplay stuff, that I help my friend out with a podcast called Everything Pro Wrestling, because I'm a big wrestling fan. Woo! So I help out with their podcast, like anytime I go on, like fill in, it's like when the host can't be there, I fill in. So like I make sure when I capture it, I post it up, and like I also help them out on the behind the scenes where they just did an interview for WWE 2K24 with one of the lead developers. And that's their most successful video right now to date. And I told them to chop it up. You chopped it up, put it on TikTok, it got more views, and it was a rare chance to talk to a video game developer about a wrestling game coming out. That's one of the biggest things. When it comes to the cosplay side of TikTok, like cosplay TikTok, you all know how it is. It's toxic. It's toxicity all over the place. And we see the issues of different cons, like the Cosplay Con. Like if you're on that side of TikTok, you already know. But the thing is, consistency is one thing. When it comes to the dance side of TikTok, I do not post my dance videos on TikTok at all. First of all, because half my music will get muted because Universal Music Group. The other thing too is I could do the most complex moves in the world and nothing will come out of it. If I do a stupid little TikTok dance, that'll get thousands of views if I really try to. But I find what platform for me dance-wise, it's more on Instagram. It's a little bit easier for that part. TikTok is that quick hit type of thing. If you go retro, you can do like old school intro. If I do if I did a video to Living Colors theme song, that'll probably go more better on TikTok versus Instagram. Instagram can pull like full routines up there, stuff like that I did in the past. When it comes to cosplay builds, I'll show more of my progress on the cosplay side on Instagram's pictures, but now TikTok's pushing for more pictures now. I legit got alerts saying, put pictures up, you'll get more views. They're pushing. Like if the algorithm changes, look, if you see recommendations saying, oh, we want pictures, put pictures up. If they want you to make a video over 1 minute, make a video 1 minute, 1 second. Because the videos underneath 1 minute, yeah, they're great. They'll transfer over to Instagram and Snapchat better, but there are going to be chances for you to get more views if you're they're looking for more and longer form content nowadays for TikTok alone. And it's more about the original sounds too with TikTok. So if you don't use licensed music and you have your own, like, if you use royalty-free music, stuff like that, if you're rapping over a royalty-free beat, you have more chances to go viral, control your content that way. Instagram Reels, I've done a stupid Instagram Reel I did for the Bills, because we're all Bills fans here in Buffalo. I did one using CapCut, Cody Rhodes saying, we gotta finish the story, because the Buffalo Bills has a never-ending story to get to the Super Bowl. I did that just because I did that right after the game. Oh, you got over 13,000 views on this reel. I'm like, just for me doing a stupid little idea like that? It's like CapCut. It's like, everything keeps on changing. If the platform says, this is what we want to push, go with that. But then always have your, go-to stuff. If it's photography, you can now take pictures off your iPhone, make them like, short GIFs, make them to a small reel, and you get views off of that alone. So always with the algorithm.
Yeah, so as far as trends I'm seeing, I like to spend a little time in the metaverse. Through VR headsets. Think of, Meta Horizon Worlds. It is the future. It is the future. And, there's a specific place that I like to go to within Meta Horizon Worlds. Meta is Facebook's, VR or metaverse company. And there is a black comedy club within Horizon Worlds. And they have open mics and podcasts, and it's really like a third place, but it's digital. So you can go into these places and literally just sell yourself. Go up to somebody and say, hey, I have a podcast, I have a specific room within VR or within Meta Horizon Worlds. And, I host this podcast Monday, Wednesday, Friday at this certain time. And Tuesday and Thursday is just me, going to different rooms and promoting this podcast. And I think that is such an ingenious way to promote yourself without really having to work for it. Because, let's be honest. I mean, social media with, Facebook and Instagram and TikTok can only give you so much, can only take you so far. But when you have a platform like VR, like the metaverse, you are instantly connected to anybody all over the world. And if you really want to kind of put yourself out there, I mean, it's not like you're going up to someone in real life and you're shy and you might be a little scared or a little timid. You're pixels. You're just simply pixels, and you're just interacting with others, and especially in a space like that where, anybody can come and join along and have fun, but it's specifically a Black space for Black people who use VR and VR headsets to come together and just have fun. And you walk in there and there's just like chaos going on. You might have people arguing in the corner. One guy is trying to hit on like a bunch of girls in the other corner. But like it's so much. But yeah, it's like a club. It's like a club, but in VR. And I think taking advantage of something like that is, again, like, that's ingenious, and you can just kind of see where that takes you. I walked in one day and somebody was just having he was doing a set just right on stage, telling jokes, and then right after her set he goes, okay, I do in-person comedy shows as well in this certain space, follow me on Instagram. And at one time 40 people can be in this room, and that's 40 people who are now exposed to you at whatever time of the day. So you can do it early in the morning, afternoon, night. If you're like a night owl, you can be up at like 3, 4 in the morning, and there will be people on there. So I just think utilizing something like that is just amazing. I utilize it myself. I'll go in and just interact with people and tell people a little bit about myself. Once I tell people I'm in grad school, they're like, oh, you interested? Tell me a little bit more. And it's just like another way to just network amongst other people who are literally using the same thing that you are. So.
Maddie definitely hit it on the head there. Being able to recognize new pieces of technology coming out and adapting that into whatever your business is, whether it be about content creation or ideation, whatever you decide to do, it's a necessity. Because everyone that's already established is already using that technology. Trying to go against the grain and start that from scratch without that is putting you a little bit behind. It's not impossible to overcome that, but if you are not aware of whatever industry that you're in is using consistently, you're going to be starting from behind. So definitely be aware of that. Going into the next question, I'll answer this one last too. So I'll start with you, Chris, and come back around. For people that are interested in coming into your space, whether it be battle rap, video game streaming, well, what were some information that you would give to them, someone that's just starting today?
You said somebody want to be a battle rapper? Stay out my way. No, I'm joking. Nah, but first and foremost, be authentic, right? Don't be a battle rapper parody. Don't be a parody of something that you saw. The reason why people like certain people is because they're original. And we like originality and we like authenticity more than anything. And honestly, people see through inauthenticity. Yep. So if you're trying to be a battle rapper, find a league, get in contact with someone, and just go. And when you get the opportunity to battle, understand that, like, the people who came out there, they paid money, they got babysitters, they skipped work, they did whatever they had to do to be there. They do not want their time wasted. Do not waste their time. If you are rapping, be good at it. Number one, if you are streaming, whatever moment you have, like we have teddy bear punchers on TikTok, and we've been doing that for about a half a year now. And now we've gotten to the point to where we can stream consistently, and you know, all of us can be seen on the channel. We're taking all of those moments, all of the good moments, and every day we're pumping out content, no matter how we feel, no matter how much we don't feel like doing it, or no matter if the content is shitty that day, we're still posting it, because eventually you will get your break. Eventually you will get your opportunity, and then when you get your opportunity, understand when you got your opportunity and then run with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't take an opportunity, and don't get cold feet on your success. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't get to a point where you can be successful and then bitch out because you are afraid of what that success looks like. I tell Ant all the time. Oh, no. I promise, Shia LaBeouf is like my spirit animal. There's a video he has where he's in a movie. I don't know what the context is, but it was bars. Like, he was spitting bars. He said, "This is what it looks like, and this is what you wanted, right? Wake up, you're in the middle of it. This is what it looks like. Stop playing." and then he did it, but it's real. Understand when you are in the middle of your success and how to operate within it, right? Because otherwise, if you don't know you are having a moment, you'll miss out on it. So whatever you do, whatever you decide to do, like, figure some stuff out, and then be good at your craft too. If you bake cookies, bake them fucking cookies, right? Like, bake the hell out of them cookies, and make your cookies stand out from other cookies. People should be able to go, "That's Leo's cookies. Those are Leo's cookies. Those are Ant's cookies." They need to be able to recognize your cookies. The way that I have been able to be recognizable in a battle rap space, A, being fucking good, and B, like, not being afraid to make myself look silly on a stage while also being very, very, very serious, and being able to shift the mood at the drop of a dime. That's what helped me get successful in battle rap, because I can be happy-go-lucky one minute, and it's just an extension of my personality. Like, sometimes I'm in a good mood, and sometimes I'm not. And when I bring that to the stage, people remember it. So in terms of, like, if you wanted to get started in this space, definitely see what makes you stand out, and what makes you original, and what makes you authentic. And also understanding it ain't for everybody. And sometimes that's a tough conversation you may have to have with yourself, is that, is this for me? And if you believe it, even if you believe that it's not for you and you still want to do it, that means it's for you. So that's what I did. It might not work for you. It might work for you. I hope it does work for you. If there's any battle rappers in the bill right now.
As a matter of fact.
Oh, word! There we go. New challenger.
It's gonna sound cliche, but it's true, is be yourself. Be your authentic self. There's no one in the world that's like you. So anybody that wants to get into even what I'm doing, because I'm not the only customizer that there are out there. There are some who are better than me, you know, who have a little bit more skill set, or, because the one thing I don't know how to do is I don't know how to personalize the boxes. I would still like to learn how to do that. I don't know how to do that. There are some who know how to do that. There are some, and I swear, I promise I'm not trying to be shady, but like, I'll go on Etsy, and like I said, I am definitely, and even with me raising my prices recently, I'm still underselling myself, because I'll see others that charge way more than me, and the quality's not there. So you have to understand yourself, and you have to be your full self, and don't be afraid to get into it. I didn't really talk too much about my podcast, but my podcast I started in 2021, because in 2020, when the world shut down and we had nothing to do, I was consuming a lot of podcasts. And I'm like, I got shit to say. I want to talk. And so, you know, my best friend bought me a podcast microphone for my birthday. And, you know, I'm a huge fan of Childish Gambino, and he has a line in Bonfire. Shout out to my Blerds. And
they represent the realness.
They represent the realness. They do. And I don't know if any of y'all, just real quick, because I'm talking about Gambino, if y'all noticed my shirt, can anybody tell me who this is?
Oh, that's from Atlanta.
Yeah.
The goofy dude.
Tom Washington.
That dude.
Right.
That episode was weird.
Atlanta, man, just accept it.
Yes, but so I started the podcast with that title in mind, because I'm like, well, I'm a black nerd. I want to talk about black nerdy shit. Season 1, okay, y'all, if y'all go listen to my podcast, listen, season 1, I was still trying to find my footing. Please stick with it. I promise it gets better. And so for anybody that wants to get into it, it'll get better. When you're starting out, it's like a baby that's learning how to walk, and you're wobbling a little bit, you're gonna fall. You're gonna be like, fuck it, I'm just gonna crawl here. No, keep standing up, keep crawling, keep walking until eventually you're running with that shit. Be open to learning from other people. Embrace your failures, because that's where you're gonna have opportunities to like really take stock and learn and be like, okay, this did not work out for me. Let's go back to the drawing board. What did I do wrong? What can I pick up on? And like I said, be you. Don't try to be like anybody else, because you can't. You can't be like anybody else. You know, I've always heard that thing where it's like, oh, you know, I'm not gonna make this because this person's also making bread. Well, there's like 12, however many different people that make bread. So they're not necessarily in competition with each other, they're just all making bread. Make your bread.
And, you know, walking into DreamCon and having these expectations, you know, I went to really find myself. And I feel like I did. And I think just like, you know, embracing that and pouring into that part of yourself is like the most important part of not even just this space, but of just life in general. Is just like you being yourself and looking back to that child in you and just like, I want to make you proud, and I want to do the things that you wanted me to do, what you envisioned yourself doing at this age. So.
Yeah. I gotta do mine still. You know, I'm gonna talk about me a little bit slightly. But yeah. As a content manager and merchandiser, the two things that have helped me to understand my place in business are honesty, just being honest with myself, understanding what I'm good at, what I'm not good at, and being able to navigate the tasks that are aligned with those. You know, I know that I know anime inside and out, right? So I can have a conversation about anybody's anime. I can break down exactly why I think your favorite anime is trash to you easily. So, I mean, putting myself in a position where I can communicate with people about that is something I make sure that I do. Something I know that I'm not good at. I'm terrible at financing things, right? I'm not going to be a person that's going to be writing down a budget for a plan. Access the other big piece is collaboration. You know, I found somebody that I know that is better with finances. I collaborate with them saying, hey, I have this project that I want to do. I have this amount of funds put towards it. Can you help me create a budget so I can produce the content that I want to make? Being able to understand where that line is between, you know, what you're good at and versus not is going to save you a lot of time, because, I mean, you can go through the process of trying to learn and understand that thing that you're not good at. And you might even become really great at it too. But if you are doing that journey alone without someone that is actually better at you and guiding your way, you have a lot more room to do it wrong. So again, be able to accept like, okay, this is not my strong suit. This is not what I'm good at. I need to find mentors. I need to find collaborators. I need to find people that are better at it so I can become better at it too. But now I'll leave it at that. I won't go too long because we got to get out of here soon. We got an after party to throw, you know, at OSB Side of Works. But before we get out of here, we're doing a Q&A. You guys have been here listening to us this whole time. Do you have any questions for myself or the rest of the panel up here?
I'm actually a designer too. I actually graduated from here. I'm actually in that law space right now, and I would just like, do you have like any advice on like how I would like get back into like designing and just finding my passion again?
Yeah, so actually, again, I just love to touch on nostalgia because like it's more than just a feeling, it's an act as well. And like I feel like I had this like huge block. Like I just didn't know what I was like designing. Well, who am I designing for? What am I designing? Like, do I even like what I am doing? Like, no. And so once I kind of figured, you know, as an adult, like, okay, I really enjoy, like, my muse is Raven Baxter from That's a Raven. I absolutely love her. I feel like seeing Raven on the screen growing up was just like, that was my catalyst. She was my catalyst. And I kind of just started indulging myself in that. So like I like redecorated my bedroom to be like fully like Y2K, like having Tamagotchis and my Wii around and like, you know, just kind of indulging myself in the things that I enjoyed again, like as a child. It kind of inspired just this like string of events of just like, oh, I love this, I'm gonna, you know, make a design around that. And so I would definitely suggest and recommend, you know, just kind of take some time to do some like soul searching and figure out what you want to do and who you want to do it for, especially that who you want to do it for. I'm a plus size Black woman. I envision myself designing for other plus size Black women. And again, yeah, that's just what I personally did to kind of get back into that groove. So I hope that answers your question.
Any other questions? Anybody else? Can't the mic reach that? We need to mic up first.
Hi, Sissy, so proud of you. Okay, so when it comes to your dreams, goals, and aspirations, how do you fund them? Because I know sometimes it could be a little bit pricey. So how would you start like the budgeting?
Well, for cosplay, I can actually ban this cosplay for multiple reasons. So this cosplay here is Wu-Tang Mandalorian, but there's also a hidden cosplay within it. The banana yellow suit is my Bruce Leroy's from The Last Dragon. So that's how it started with that. I take what I have old dance costumes, like these pants right here, this is from old dance number. These Tims were given to me by my uncle for free. So I take a look around what I have and build from there. If I need to buy extra pieces, I'll buy extra pieces. Then that's when I start asking my friends oh, I'm getting rid of this costume, I'm getting rid of this piece. My Star-Lord helmet came from my friend K-Rob. He was getting rid of his Star-Lord costume complete, but I needed a new helmet, so I just saved, I paid $100 for a Marvel Legacy helmet that goes for $300. Great. When it comes to budget alone, like I see how much it is, how much I gotta save, and then if there's any way I can make some of these parts myself. A Spider-Man suit, I don't know how to sew, so I bought the suit straight up, but if I need a face mask, I know someone could print me out a face mask 3D printing. When it came to Mandalorian costume, I believe this foam costs $5 because it's 4-piece from Hobby Lobby. So I buy pieces that you don't like. You think about buying costume pieces from Hobby Lobby, like you got your tools right there, the E6000, always on hand. Super glue, one of your best friends in the whole entire world. A heat gun, oh my God, that helps me out a lot. So you don't have to, if you make a list of say what you need to build for like the project for a cosplay alone, go from there. It's always good to have those types of supplies too, because you never know. Like if you need. One of the things is a small sewing kit, because you never know when you rip something very small, oh, I gotta fix it. Or if you're at a con, like a big con, there's cosplay medics. They are your lifesaver. A cosplay medic is your best friend, because they can fix your costume up in a heartbeat. When it comes to like traveling for a con with that type of budget, I usually go with friends. If I'm going to big cons, I go with friends. You split hotel rooms up, you know, some sleep on floors, share a bed, it's whatever. But like travel budget wise, if you have one, make sure you have good credit. I'll also talk from background of being a former banker, but like make sure your credit's correct and make sure you take advantage of travel points. If you have points, that's always great to use. If you have like, you know, kickback bonuses, a cash back, that's another great use to use. But also coupons. Take advantage of the coupons alone. Like if you see something on sale at JCPenney's, it's great. But one favorite spot for costuming pieces, a thrift store. Thrift stores are one of your best friends. We have so many here in Buffalo, and that's a good thing. You can find old pieces and take. My friend is making a Mandalorian costume using Jenko jeans. A full-on jean Mandalorian costume. And all he has to do is go to a thrift store, buy jeans, rip them up, make them to armor pieces, and that's it. It depends. Like, people could spend thousands upon thousands of dollars of Iron Man. Like, I've seen people with $1,000 Iron Man suits. They are amazing. They are like screen accurate. They're built great. But I also seen like some of the best cosplays. Like, oh, I made this myself. I use stuff laying around the house. So it's all depends on what your budget, but also be creative with it. Like, you don't have to buy the best stuff. Like, if you have a creative mind, go back to your nostalgia, you have imagination. Oh yeah, SpongeBob. Like, I've seen people build SpongeBob costumes like nothing, like boom, Doodle Bob, done. Like, it's use what you have around you, and then from there, make a list of supplies what you need, don't need. And if you're not, ask family and friends. Like, oh, you have an old shirt you still don't like? Oh, can I have that? That'd be great. That's how I go for budget-wise.
Yeah, and to expand on that, he hit the biggest thing in creativity. Finding, well, of course you have to know exactly what the price point is of something that you're trying to accomplish, whether it be a cosplay, an event somewhere. Then creatively think about how can you raise the funds to get that. So maybe, you don't have the job that's going to pay for it. Maybe you know another business that is looking for more information about something. Say, hey, I'm going to collaborate with this business to get some funding towards this project to make this group that thing now. So it's a bigger thing that you didn't have to fund out of your pocket directly. So creativity, bottom line, creativity.
And I would also say, if you're in school, please apply for those scholarships. When I tell you, like, 1 to 2 people will apply for these scholarships, and you think like thousands and thousands, the entire school is applying for it, just do it. Like, they'll most likely just ask you to write an essay about why you deserve it, and don't put like because I need it, but just but genuinely just be like, okay, I am a creative, I am, make an emphasis that you are Black, and you have dreams, goals, and aspirations, and also look for grants. So if you're not in school, look for grants, and that might be something that is beneficial to you as well, because there's a lot of grants out there, and there's a lot of grants here in Buffalo. So,
okay, let's take one.
Any other questions?
So this is for, I guess, all of you business owners. Do you find that you don't get, you get more support from other people outside of your family, or that you get support from your family?
Go for it.
As well.
Go.
That's the question.
Ooh, so yes, definitely. So I am a multi-hyphenate. I have a lot going on. Outside of Customs by Ty, shout out to my Blerds, Chaotic Goody Good. I'm also making a documentary. I'm also writing a book. I will put my shit out on my socials, and I'll let my family know. And shout out to my family that's in the house, my brother, my cousin, I don't know if my mom's still here, and my kid is here. So I do have that support, and I'm appreciative, but for the most part, a lot of the support that I've gotten, I have found have been from people that have not been family members, not even close friends. And I don't know what that is. I don't know if your friends and family are just like, oh yeah, I'm used to you, whatever. And they don't write accessibility, and they don't support your shit. And for me, it was like, I did a podcast episode last year about betting on yourself. I was feeling really discouraged because I was submitting my work for, podcast and film festivals and stuff, and I was getting rejected. And then also I didn't necessarily feel the support from those close to me. And I had to encourage myself, because you don't know who your audience is. Your audience could be somebody from across the world that just started listening to your podcast one day, or who resonated with your art, or you said something in your poetry piece that really made them think. So it might not even be for the people around you, and I had to come to terms with, and that's okay. You know what I mean? They'll get it on the way home. But for those who are in it, for those who are like, oh my God, I'm invested in their success, focus on them.
Oh, I could tell you, it took my mom a minute for me to support my crazy cosplay ideas. Because I'm creative, I'm a dancer, but like, my mom's like, well, why do you spend money on, you spend how much money on a costume? What are you doing? I'm like, it took her a minute and she realized, okay, the impact of everything. Like, Ace knows my mother. And then Alex knows my mom as well too. My mom's an old school Puerto Rican short lady. Basically, if you take Miles Morales' mother in the second movie, and when she snaps the Puerto Rican flag came out, that's my mom, basically. But then also realize the fact that like, I got more support from people in the community too. When I first started cosplaying more and more, Ace was the first person to reach out to me like, yo, that's dope. I'm like, it gave me a little more confidence boost. And like when I saw his stack, I'm like, okay, his stack shot was amazing. I'm like, I was nervous, but on my stack shot, I finally did. I'm like, it's great to have support. And like when I go to like right now, I posted about me on this panel. And I'm in my friends I met from different cons. Like they're all supportive of me. Like, oh, you're gonna do great. Like just seeing that alone, it's your family will come around eventually because they'll see the impact it has. But when you have the support of others, that gives you that extra boost to keep on going. Like she said, bet on yourself. That's basically it.
Yeah, it is definitely discouraging. Like, I remember last year at the fashion show, my mom, you know, she sits down and she sees, you know, the big screen and all the lights, and she's like, I didn't believe you when you said you were doing all this. And I'm like, yeah. You know, a lot of people, they'll give you that congratulations at the end, right? But they won't sit down with you during the journey. They won't see you at the ups and downs. And that's why, for me, I think why people, you know, directly close to you won't like necessarily give you that support right away. But when you do have those close to you that are giving you that support, that's something to remember. Like, again, I have my beautiful entourage back here who, you know, believe in me and see that I can go far. And I think that is the thing that everyone should focus on, is those people who will hold your hand, literally, who will be like, yes, you can do this, like you've done all of this already. It's just like you believing in yourself, as well as like, you know, I'm here for you. It is definitely discouraging. I remember I made a whole video, like I made my little fashion design on digitally, and you know, it's this like a catwalk video. It took like 20 hours to render, and I'm like, yeah, this is about to break the internet. I'm about to go viral. I'm about to kill it with this, and like 12 likes. And I'm like, okay, that's disappointing, but I'm not gonna stop. Right. And that's the most important thing to tell yourself. Like, you just got to keep going.
Yeah. Can we get an extra applause to all the amazing panelists up there?
Nah, that's just real quick about the family thing. Sometimes your family isn't your audience. That's all I'm saying about it.
That's true.
Yes.
The family's not the target audience.
No. That's funny. So yes, thank you all, your panelists, our panelists. Y'all been great. I'm really glad to have y'all as friends, not just acquaintances, not just business-wise, but personally, I really, truly appreciate y'all. Everybody who was in the crowd, I hope y'all really enjoyed the panel. They are amazing. So I think we kind of ran out of time. Like we had some good conversations going, so that means we got to keep doing these going forward. So we're definitely gonna make sure we do some more panels, if not here at Villa Maria, but then out there in the field. So one thing I do want to add: if you aren't a good person, none of this shit matters. Because y'all know I did Wakanda Lines for 5 years and put my heart and soul into it, and it took one person to be the asshole to do what they did, which is cut my check in half, right? To try to make me feel like I wasn't valued. But knowing how much value that I have, I'm like, you can't afford me. So I walked out. So that's what it is. And that's the attitude y'all gotta have in order to succeed here. So, yeah, we're gonna keep this thing going. So, Shawnee D is gonna be our next panelist. She has some black wellness, just wellness in general. You got some wellness, some stuff for us. So we're gonna move some tables around. You wanna loosen up a little bit. Y'all been sitting for a while. We're gonna get loose in here. And then after that, we're gonna close out with a performance from C Saint. And then we'll see y'all hopefully at OSB. Cool? Thank you so much.